Arjuno, no, sorry, Keshava Rujnoyah Punyam Prishyamicha Muhurmuhaha. Translation: O King, as I repeatedly recall this wondrous, unholy dialogue between Krishna and Arjuna, I take pleasure, being thrilled at every moment. Purport by Srila Prabhupada, Srila
Yeah,
Prabhupada.
just read the purport. Yeah.
The understanding of Bhagavad Gita is so transcendental that anyone who becomes conversant with the topics of Arjuna and Krishna becomes righteous, and he cannot forget such talks. This is the transcendental position of spiritual life. In other words, one who hears the Gita from the right source, directly from Krishna, attains full Krishna consciousness. The result of Krishna consciousness is that one becomes increasingly enlightened and he enjoys life with a thrill, not only for some time but at every moment. Correct.
Yes. So in this one, Sanjay is again saying to Dhritarashtra that I repeatedly recall this wondrous and holy dialogue. So he's contemplating on that dialogue, whatever he hears, the whole message, and he's taking pleasure, great pleasure, and he's getting thrilled at every moment. So his life has become completely changed, even Sanjay, in case of Sanjay, and he's enjoying every moment in spiritual ecstasy, and he's relishing that message and contemplating that. So that is the message of Bhagavad Gita is so transcendental that nobody can forget this. Once you seriously hears this, you want to hear more and you want to repeat more. You want to let others also hear, or so you want to you enjoy this at every moment. That is the message. Next one, 77.
Prabhuji, can I just read the English part?
Yes, yes.
O King, as I remember the wonderful form of Lord Krishna, I am struck with wonder more and more, and I rejoice again and again. Purport?
Yeah, read the purport. Yeah.
Purport by Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. It appears that Sanjaya also, by the grace of Vyasa, could see the universal form Krishna exhibited to Arjuna. It is, of course, said that Lord Krishna had never exhibited such a form before. It was exhibited to Arjuna only. Yet some great devotees could also see the universal form of Krishna when it was shown to Arjuna, and Vyasa was one of them. He is one of the great devotees of the Lord, and he is considered to be a powerful incarnation of Krishna. Vyasa disclosed this to his disciple Sanjaya, who remembered that wonderful form of Krishna exhibited to Arjuna and enjoyed it repeatedly.
Yeah. So in this was Sanjay was remembering the wonderful form, universal form, which was shown to Arjuna. Arjuna was the only recipient. It was not shown even before to anyone. So this was the first time Arjuna saw that universal form. And Sanjay also, because of the mercy of Vyasadeva, had those divine eyes. He could also see that form. Looks like Prabhupada says it appears that Sanjay also see the universal form. And he's relishing and he's rejoicing that again and again, just thinking about that form and how wonderful that was. So that is the message. And yeah, it all happened again because of the blessings of his spiritual master. And actually that Vyasadeva came, if I recall, he told Dhritarashtra that I can give you the divine eyes because so that you yourself can watch the entire battlefield. And Dhritarashtra said, no, I don't want to because give it to Sanjay and he will be my commentator. He will do a commentary of what's going on. Give it to Sanjay. So the mercy was coming to Dhritarashtra, but he just did not take it. Again, this is all, as I was saying, it's all whom Krishna and Bhakti Devi chooses as the right recipient, they will get it. We all can contemplate, think that, but it's for them to decide who is the right recipient for devotional service, because this is basically devotional service is something not ordinary. Like particularly when it comes to pure devotion service. When we go to Nectar of Devotion, we'll hear that one of the characteristics of pure devotion service is it's sudurlabha. It's sudurlabha means it's not just durlabh, it's sudurlabha. And the reason being, once Krishna awards that pure devotion service to someone, he can reward anyone with lot of money, whatever desire they have, but he thinks 100 times before he can award this devotion service, bhakti, Shuddh bhakti to anyone, because Krishna gets bind by that person. Whatever that person says, Krishna will do it. So bhakti, one can bound Krishna. Krishna ko hi le sakte hain. So that's why Bhakti Devi and Krishna himself does not give this to anyone and everyone, because it's so powerful. Okay, now we go to the last verse of this. Who wants to read the last verse? Wonderful verse.
Can read it also.
Okay.
यत्र योगेश्वर कृष्णो यत्र पार्थो धनुर्धरः तत्र अश्रीर्विजयो भूतिर् ध्रुवा नीतिर्मतिर्मम. Translation purport also, Prabhu?
Purport, just translation.
Okay. Translation by Srila Prabhupada, Jai Srila Prabhupada. Wherever there is Krishna, the master of all mystics, and wherever there is Arjuna, the supreme archer, there will be also certainly be opulence, victory, extraordinary power, and morality. That is my opinion.
Yes. So this is the final opinion. Now you may wonder why Sanjay is saying that. So if you recall, the first verse of Bhagavad Gita begins with Dhritarashtra asking about the battlefield. So now Sanjay is answering that wherever there is Krishna and Arjun together, there will not be any defeat. So he indirectly is telling to Dhritarashtra that forget about your son's victory. Wherever there is Krishna, the master of all mystics, and Arjuna, the expert archer, there will certainly be opulence, victory, extraordinary power, morality, everything is there. That is my final opinion. And this basically shattered Dhritarashtra's heart. The little hope he had just now vanished. So he messages wherever there is Krishna and the devotee, everything is there. All opulence is there, victory is there, the liberation also is there. It's written that Mukti Devi is folding his hands and waiting for devotee to take there, but devotee does not want even Mukti. He just want to serve the Lord Krishna. Right? So that is the final instruction for in this. Wherever there is Krishna, the Supreme Lord, mystics of all mystics, and wherever there is Arjun, the ideal disciple, there will always be victory. There is no question of any defeat or anything inauspicious wherever there is Krishna. Sometimes devotees think that this will happen to me or that will happen to me or how this will. Nothing to worry. If we are under the shelter of Lord Krishna, nothing inauspicious can happen to a devotee. Right? So one has to have a firm faith in Krishna's shelter, that when one does the Sarvadharman Parityaga, one surrenders to Krishna, nothing to worry. There is always victory, there is always morality, everything is good. Okay, so that completes this Bhagavad Gita 700 verses with last verse and they concluding. So thank you so much. I think it's a long journey. I think it took 1 year, more than that. But I think this is a big test. Normally, when I was doing verse by verse for 1 hour, it took me 3 years actually. And we did it good, and we did it in less than, I think, 1 year. So now what we can do is we have some 45 minutes left. We can reflect on some questions, right? Just do a quick. So you
Bro,
all, if you have.
If it's okay with you, Prabhuji, do you think that you could go over the Purva Swadhyaya in the book so we can talk about those questions and some of the
Yeah,
answers? Yeah.
yeah, that's what I was. Yeah,
Okay, great, Prabhu.
yeah. Because I know all of you are very, very busy, so you will not get time, or you. But I would still encourage you to see those questions and at least look for answers. You may not be able to write it down, but at least know what is the answer of those questions. That is the thing, right?
Prabhu,
So
would the test would be from the Purva Swadhyaya mostly?
Not completely, but yeah, some part would be there from Pur Swadhyaya. Like again, Jamno Prabhu is making, so I'll ask him to consider those things also. But when I look at Pur Swadhyaya questions, many of those questions requires you to mug up, and I really don't like. Like I basically want test to based on understanding, where you don't have to remember a lot of things, right? So yeah, it would be a balance, like not everything from Pur Swadhyaya, because that requires you to memorize a lot of stuff. Like it list the 24 components of this material world, right? So you have to remember all those 24 components. So if I would be the one, I won't give that kind of question, because I
That's
myself know
straightforward, basically. It's very
maybe I can,
straightforward.
yeah, maybe we can say list down 12 of the 24 components or something like that, or list down 24 components, or list down few and say, is this the component, something like that. Because the whole message of Bhagavad Gita, like we need to memorize few things, but the key thing is to understand it and write it based on your understanding. That is the real thing, right?
Yes.
Okay. So let's look at the Pur Swadhyaya questions. Let me share my screen also. For example, chapter 13, it starts, give the English meanings of the word Prakritim, Purusha, Gnayam. This is there in the verse 1 itself. So let's if you go to verse 1, you will find this. Prakriti, we know nature, right? Everyone knows Prakriti means nature. First verse itself has this terms, Prakritim, Purusham, and what was another one? Gnayam, right? So if this kind of question comes, it's a one word only. Prakriti, nature. Purusha is the enjoyer, and Gnayam is the object of knowledge. It's here. Gnayam, Jnanam and Gnayam, object of knowledge. So now you just need to know when you are doing the study of chapter 13 that Arjun asked 5 questions. That what is I wish to know what is Prakriti, Purusha, field and knower of field, knowledge and object of knowledge. Right? These 5 things. So you just write it down, each of those, that what are these 5 things actually. So that kind of question comes, like, for example, who is the enjoyer? Or what is the field? What is meant by field and knower of the field? Not just literal meaning, but in your own words, what exactly it means to you, like when you read the chapter. That is more on your understanding. So once you understand that, it's easy to just articulate in your own words rather than mugging up word by word and trying to find, right? You can pick up those lines from here, like this: a body is the field of activity for the conditioned soul.
What about something like question number 2, Prabhuji?
Question 2 is list the 5 levels of Brahma Pucham Pratishtha stated in Taittiriya. This is in, if you recall, like this is more of again, there are 5 things in Taittiriya Upanishad. We hear Brahma Pucham Pratishtha, Gyan Pranmaya, Annamaya, Pranmaya, Gyanmaya, These are the different stages. Like if I would be the one, I won't give this kind of question because this is again too much to ask for. But you can go through this, and these are the stages in Brahman realization. Like there are 5 stages: Annamaya stage, Pranmaya, Jnanmaya. We did when we were doing this. I think I did mention about this. But what you can do is you can basically read this verse and look at that notes. Let me do one thing.